Okay, Chris and Grant, we did a refinance move which saved about $28,000 annually. We need to get an economic benefit out of that by recapturing some of it or all of it, into a program that's going to create more wealth for us. We want to be able to have multiple uses of a dollar. We want to recapture losses and expenses, and we want to have a survivor benefit that basically comes along for the ride for free. So we refinance the 28,000, and if we don't get some kind of economic benefit out of that, then we basically have wasted that move. As you can see, if we have $28,000 going to lifestyle, in 20 years we end up with nothing. We've enjoyed it as we went along. Nothing wrong with that, but if we want to create wealth and be a wealth creator, we need to save some of that $28,000 from the refinance and put it to work so that we have bigger and better benefits in the future. So if we were to look at saving it in a standard type of saving program, the higher the taxes, the higher the yield, the higher the taxes. So we have increased lots of opportunity costs. So if we put $12,000 into a money market, we'd end up with $265,000, but it costs us additional $11,433 in taxes and lost opportunity costs. If we put it into a life insurance policy, $12,000 goes in, and I'm proposing that we have $500,000 a whole life, $500,000 a term on grant, so that 20 years from now we have a deferred death benefit of $617,579. We end up recapturing the taxes of $11,433 because it's in an insurance policy. It's no longer taxable. We end up with $264,000 in cash value plus the savings of the $11,433 for a total $275,952, and the $617 rides along for free. We end up in the same place, a little bit ahead, by utilizing this strategy. I put it on a sheet to show you side by side. The present position end up with $265, costing us $11,433, or we end up with $275 by recapturing the $11,433, and we have a $617,000 tax-free death benefit that rides along for free. So what we do then when we get out here is that because we have that life insurance, we're going to be able to show you how to make non-income producing assets produce an income. Make income producing assets provide greater retirement income by utilizing different strategies. We can call that a pay down strategy. By utilizing a pay down strategy, we reduce income taxes throughout a retirement. And we can reduce market or interest rate risk on asset portfolios. We want to provide increasing income during retirement rather than fixed income. We want to diminish concern over running out of money. We want to reduce the amount of capital required to meet your retirement needs. You see, trying to accumulate assets through conventional means, there's a lot of problems, such as taxes, such as interest rates, market risk scenarios, such as the monetary unit using its ability to purchase things. So there's a lot of eroding factors that are at war against our accumulating capital. We want to enhance protection of your assets against claims of creditors. We want to provide for legacy planning, and we do that many times enabling us to recapture of expenses like college education costs, like the cost of refinancing or repurchasing automobiles and major purchases throughout our life. So I demonstrate this by looking at your present position. If we just look at taking the 12, remember I suggested 24, but due to some unforeseen circumstances regarding the idea of maybe having tuition costs come in, I'm suggesting that we take 12 of the 28 and place it into a program with Grant as the insured. We compare the 12, if you were just to save it in a normal money market account, we'd end up with $265, but it costs us $11,433. In 20 years, we have no death benefit out there. Compared to taking a look at it from a strategic purpose, and if we take the 12,000, put it into whole life, we have a deferred benefit of $617,579. We recapture the taxes and lost opportunity costs. We end up with $275, but we have $617,000 death benefit that came along for free. Right out of the box, that policy has dividends that can be paid to us tax-free. We can use those dividends towards lifestyle, paying our automobile insurance, property insurance, liability insurance, disability costs, medical costs, long-term care costs, being able to enhance what we can take out of Social Security. Because it's in a life insurance policy with a beneficiary designation, it acts as its own will and trust document, directing it to go to the beneficiary designation tax-free without having to go through probate. If we have money anywhere else in our model, whether it's in savings or whether it's in any area, that $617,000 acts as a permission slip for us now to have capital and access to that capital on a more aggressive basis, because if something happens to us, it's going to be replenished with the $617,000. Now we can incorporate, instead of living off interest, being able to do a pay down strategy of principal and interest, which increases our income, decreases our taxes, and gives us a higher standard of living. Same way, if we have assets in bonds, government, corporate, or municipal bonds. Same way if we've got preferred stocks, blue chip stocks, or growth stocks. You take, for instance, by that time you may have some highly appreciated PG&E stock there that may not be producing enough income for you. That is what we would take, highly appreciated asset, and move it up into a trust, charitable remainder trust, that will produce income for the rest of your life. You don't pay tax on that highly appreciated stock. You'll have more income, your heirs will have more money and charity benefits, because you have the presence of the life insurance to replace that asset. Reverse mortgage comes into play sometime in the future. It may be when you're 75, 80, 85 years old that you'll want to take a reverse mortgage on your home and convert that into income. Because you have the presence of the life insurance here, you now have permission to do that. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. I want you to review it. I'll give you a call in a couple days, but my recommendation at a bare minimum is we move on the offer for Grant. We went through the extenuating circumstances of getting that offer, and it's standard non-smoker rate. So I'm encouraging that that's what we do, and we do have some time constraints, so I'm going to call you in a couple days and have a conversation with you how you would like to proceed. Thank you.